the mud, came up, they ain't think that I could do it. Rise up, then I look back like, man, I knew it. Out the mud, was in the dirt, climbed up. Now I'm on top and it's stuck. Out the mud.
All the ladies say, hey, Bizkit.
So, I am one half of the 4-time Grammy-nominated Biscuit and Butter. The one thing I seem to be missing, though, is love. You fight killer. It's a thin line between lovers and friends in Hollywood.
Tell me you didn't push her away.
Oh!
Other than the fact that she'll probably cheat on you with a woman, anything bad happen?
What your T-Pain look doing in here?
He makes relationship music, and he feels like he has to be in one in order to write anything.
I have a huge writer's block. I need some type of inspiration. Why'd you dump me?
You asked a girl who's been in love with you this entire time to find you a girlfriend. Not just any girlfriend, but the one. It's over.
Only on Tubi.
All right, guys. We are back with another episode of Out the Mud podcast. We got Bizkit here.
What's up?
Bizkit is dope. I met him in Cali. He's been on the road with John Legend. He's an amazing songwriter, producer, actor, and he has just moved out here to Atlanta, and he's continuing his career moving forward. He's from Philly.
Yeah.
He has a lot of amazing accolades that we're going to share today, and he's going to break down in the songwriting and the music business. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it. I'm the co-host, Holly Hate.
I'm your girl, Coco, and welcome to Out the Mud podcast.
Let's go. Let's get into it. So,
Go Birds. Sorry.
yeah, let's go. All right, so we're going to let Bizkit start.
Okay.
Tell the audience a little bit about what you do and who you are.
I am a 4-time Grammy-nominated music producer. I am a saxophonist, actor, done some modeling, done a lot of different things. Just all around entertainment, I guess, is around different elements of it. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for a long time. My very first thing was playing saxophone on Deja Vu for Beyonce.
Oh, wow.
Featuring Jay-Z.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's dope.
that was my first industry thing, and from there I toured with John Legend for 8 years and seen the world twice, and then I got a chance to produce for him and a bunch of different people like Miguel and Rick Ross, and I've had music in movies and TV shows, my music, as my music as an artist, and just I've had a career.
Yeah. So, I mean, what got you started in? Let's start from little you.
Okay.
What got you started in music?
4th grade, the band teacher came to all the classrooms and he asked if anybody wanted to play an instrument. I said I wanted to play the trumpet. They didn't have any more trumpets available, and then they said that they had a saxophone, and I remember that my grandmom had like these vinyl records, and one of them was a saxophone player. His name was Tony Williams, and he was from Philadelphia. He actually ended up being my teacher after a while too, but yeah, and that made me say, oh, I play the saxophone. So started playing the saxophone in 4th grade, and in high school, I went to Creative and Performing Arts High School in Philadelphia. It's the same school that Boys and Men went to, and I graduated a year before Jasmine Sullivan, and so, and then after high school, I went straight into the game, and I went to the gospel world in Philly. I was playing for different groups in the Philly scene, and one of them got me a chance to work with Rodney Jerkins to play like horns on a bunch of tracks that he had and stuff, him and his producers.
Yeah.
And one of the songs was Deja Vu.
Oh, wow.
So, and that moment was like, maybe I can be a producer. So I went to high school with Butter. So my production team is Bizkit and Butter. So I went to high school with Butter. And when I had that experience at Rodney's studio, I called him and I said, "Hey man, this man got this car, this house, got these plaques, and I think that's something that we could probably end up doing." So we started doing it, and I went on the road. That's when I went on the road with John Legend. But while I was on the road, and you do the rehearsals, you do the shows, but outside of that, I was in my room making beats. So I was around traveling the world, but really in the room, I really didn't see too much of the world though. But there's a McDonald's in every city, everywhere.
Every corner.
So yeah, after that, so after touring for some time, then I produced a song Tonight. Best You Ever Had, featuring John Legend and Ludacris. That was in the movie Think Like a Man 6 times. I've never seen that happen in the movie before. I actually went to the screening, and while we were watching the movie, I was counting the times that I kept on hearing the song, and I was like, "Is this a joke?" Because it was my first. I think I had commercial placement before. I never had a movie placement, so that was the first time that happened.
Commercial placement.
It was a Right Guard commercial. Remember Right Guard?
Yeah. Whoa. I'm that old.
It was a Right Guard commercial.
Okay. Give me an example. Give me a little sample of it. The Right Guard.
I think was it Step Your Defense Up. Step Your Defense Up. It was something like that.
Yeah,
I think.
I love it.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So
Chris Paul was in the commercial too.
Really?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So from school, that's when you fell in love with music.
From school,
basically when the band teacher asked you what instrument you wanted to play.
Yeah.
And you
Fourth
was
grade.
like, oh wow.
4th grade.
That's dope. Elementary. That's really where because we all have a calling, purpose, and that was your.
At least I thought it was.
Well, you don't think it is now?
I mean, that's why I did it. So I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I just look at everything happens for a reason, and because they happen, because like I wasn't even supposed to do that, because I remember it was one point. So before I toured with John Legend, though, after Deja Vu, I got a chance to audition for Diddy. Oh. So I auditioned for him.
Diddy. No Diddy.
I auditioned for Diddy.
Take that.
For the band. For his band, and I made the band. And for 3 days, I was rehearsing and everything. Then the third day, he fired us. And I think he fired us because we was fat. Because I'm a little smaller now, but I was big. And all three of us were big, too. So,
how'd you feel about that, though? Like,
I didn't actually know about it until I saw who replaced us. A bunch of... Can I curse on this?
Yes, absolutely.
Bunch of skinny niggas replaced us. They were great, but they were skinny. I understand.
But he was having an image. He wanted an image.
But like I said, everything happens for a reason, right?
Right.
So after I got fired, some of my friends who played in one of the gospel groups that I played in Philly, they were playing for John Legend. So I went to Brooklyn the next day after we got fired. And after we got fired was crazy. Like I'm all sad and stuff.
Right.
I'm going to go say what's up to the homies, and I get there, and the homies already left. But I ran into the music director, who was Swiss Chris. He was the drummer, and we got a chance to jam with him. So after we jammed with him, he told us that that in a couple months that John was looking for horns, this and another. He was going to keep us posted. So I found out that John was looking for horns, but John was only looking for a trumpet and a trombone player.
Yeah.
But my homie who was on the tour, shout out Okwa, who was on the tour, and he was the drum tech. He told me, "Man, you gotta get to the rehearsal. You gotta get to the audition." I said, "Yeah, but they said they just want trombone and trumpet." He said, "Nah, fuck that. Fuck that.
You need a friend like that. You need a friend like that
because I'm in Philly.
I don't hear none of that shit.
I'm in Philly, so I gotta travel to New York.
Yeah.
So I was like, I feel like I'm bum rushing it, but fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah. Step out on faith.
So I stepped out on faith, and I just said I'm gonna just do it. So me and my trombone player and trumpet player, we all got together, came up with the parts and how we were going to do it and everything. Got to audition. I had to audition 3 times actually, but
Why 3 times?
well, the first time was they wanted to replace the trumpet player that we came with. So that was sad. They replaced the trumpet player with a different trumpet player. But then we had to go against Mo Horns, and Mo Horns used to play for Fred Hammond, and that's actually what got me into wanting to do horn section. That's what actually got me into doing horn section stuff because when I was in high school, I was a jazz snob. Like I was all about John Coltrane and all that kind. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But it's like straight ahead, ding 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 ding. Like I was all about that straight ahead jazz. So I wanted to really be a jazz musician, but then I realized, I'm only gonna make $35 a show. That's not.
That's like
I can't afford life if I do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Starving artist.
yeah, I didn't want to do that. So that's what made me say I'm gonna do the horn section stuff. So that's how I got into do the deja vu and all that.
Yeah.
So
you thought about it more versus saying, "Oh yeah, I just jump on the first opportunity that is given to me." Like, no, let me just count my coins first.
Yeah, exactly.
Count them coins.
No,
I love it. So as you started elementary, fall in love with music, loving something different or new, and then you start working with John Legend or Elton John.
John Legend.
John Legend, because you know when you got a good relationship with them, you say their name without saying who
my
they
bad.
are. Oh, it's John. Like
My
John
bad.
who?
My bad.
I love it.
It's weird because it's like it's just my life and my story.
Right.
You know, so I don't even think about it however people think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because you
it.
personally, you're like, okay, this is John. I developed a relationship with him. I worked for him.
Yeah.
I toured with him. Like, that's just like me calling her Taylor. Like, who is Taylor? I'll
say full names from now on.
No, you're good. I just know you the man. So you know.
I've been blessed to be around some cool people. That's all.
So with all of that, was there any thoughts or fears that probably like hunted you as you embark on like this new business?
Every single time.
Really? Like what was
That's
like one fear that like hunted you?
Failing.
Okay.
Getting the opportunity to, like, it's one thing to get the call to do it, but it's another thing to be prepared for that moment.
Gotcha. Was you prepared?
How do you get
Be prepared?
So all these things are all auditions, and I'm going against other people.
Gotcha.
So it's not like I'm walking in.
I'm nervous too, and I don't have no link of music in me.
Yeah, it's not that I'm walking into the situation and like, oh yeah, you're amazing. You're it.
Yeah.
No, you gotta go. You get the opportunity to show what you can do and who you are in that moment, but that doesn't mean
that
you're going to
the
get
job.
it.
So what, if you think back, what was it that you done when,
You didn't get it?
not even when you didn't get it, when you got it, but you was going against 20 other people, what do you feel like you did differently than what they didn't do the reason why you got the position?
Maybe a little late. So I did a Chase Bank commercial.
Okay.
And I played the saxophone for a Chase Bank commercial. And it was a national commercial, and I had to audition.
Yeah.
And I got there, and I saw all the saxophone players and all the people that I was going against, and I was like, I wonder what they wanted. But I was just like, I'm gonna go in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play "Summertime."
Yeah.
It's a jazz song, and
Work your mojo.
I'm just gonna do it how I do it.
Yeah.
They loved it. I looked cool because I used to like really dress really colorful and stuff, but kind of not as much as I used to. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And so. I guess it was all that, but that's not what I wore for the for the shoot.
Right.
I wore like a blazer and some slacks for the shoot, but yeah, they picked me for some reason.
I mean, you gotta be.
I went against like 30 people, something like that.
Oh yeah, they picked you because you was the best.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's dope. Up against 30 people and you really literally.
But even when I did the audition for John, I was going against all the horn sections that I know and that I all looked up to, and I already knew they had gigs and stuff.
Right, you're like, there's no way I'm gonna get this gig.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think that. No, I never thought that. I just always believed that everything happens for a reason.
Right.
And God was going to give me what was in His will, what I'm supposed to have.
I love that. I love that attitude. So back to the fear.
Mm-hmm.
So the fear of failing and going against 30, 40 people and getting picked for the job. Like, when you get that call and it say, you got the job.
Yeah.
You about to make some money.
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
what type of feeling do you feel? Like, what's the anxiety? Or what's the, oh my goodness, like, do you praise dance? Do you cry?
I praise God.
Yeah.
I definitely cry.
Listen, I'm about to cry.
No, I'm a super emotional person, so
Oh,
I
awesome.
definitely cry.
What's your sign?
Scorpio Sag.
Oh, I should know.
Should have known.
When your birthday?
November 22nd.
Oh, you're my dad.
Oh, dude.
Sad gang in the
It's so funny how, like, this is always the different options whenever I say it's either that face or that response.
Yeah.
Scorpios is y'all good people. Y'all loyal. Y'all very loyal.
Yeah, for sure.
About loyal. I don't. All right. Let's not get. Let's stay
loyal.
on topic. You loyal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm loyal.
She is too.
I'm loyal.
Mm.
Man, she
When I
very
love
patient.
somebody, I'm loyal.
Mm.
But once that love go away, then everything else go away too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are we interviewing me? Or are we
Is
interviewing?
it the love going away, or did they hurt your ass?
Yeah, the hurt the ass is what's going away. The ass is hurt. That's why it's like.
That's why I like that.
Okay.
But okay, so
Mm.
so you get the call
Yeah.
and you get the position,
Mm.
and you say you praise, you cry,
Yeah.
and then
And then I also like, I'm that nigga. Of course I got it.
Yes. Yes.
Who's gonna do?
Who's gonna beat me?
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So after that, do you negotiate your terms, negotiate your price? Like, if I was a music
Mm-hmm.
person, an artist, I guess that's what you call them, a music person, an artist, and I want to get into like getting gigs with celebrities and stuff. What route do you would suggest that I take in order to get myself in those rooms? I mean, now we have social media. Back then
Yeah.
we didn't. So you had to network yourself totally different than how you have to network yourself now. So we was 10 years ago.
So back then we didn't have all this stuff.
Right, exactly. Right.
Because when I did Deja Vu, that was 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't any of this stuff then.
That's so
the
true.
only people that you knew about was through the grapevine or through the knowledge of people that know how to do this, that, and the other. So it was like between the manager. Like you didn't know what, like you know so much about these artists and all these influencers now. You didn't know about all
Right.
this stuff that they were going through. Like,
Yeah.
like
But
you
also,
did it.
I feel like there is something in you that attracts like those kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like only when you're in that kind of frequency, I guess, like you start attracting.
Well, the thing is, once you're around it, if you're the way, let's see how to say this. The way you do it when you get around those type of people, you have to be able to fill a void. Because if you're coming in doing the same thing that they already do, or they already have enough people that's doing what you're, what
What's the
you're
purpose?
trying to be, what's the purpose for you? But if you're around those people, especially like getting around like rich people, people don't know how to be around rich people.
No, for real.
They don't know
they
how to
start
act. They don't know how to act. And they get around and they think they're supposed to find money immediately just because they're around them. But then rich people like to act like, oh, you're around me, so the money's gonna come around near you some kind of way, even if it's not through me.
Yeah.
But that could be or it could not be. It depends on the person that you are and how like I guess persistent you are or how deliberate you are for what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. So I feel like we skipped this part, but your childhood, like what was it like growing up in your home?
I'm from Philly. I lived in the Germantown area. My mom was a teacher. My dad deadbeat.
No dad?
And
It's all good.
yeah, it's all good. I seen him when I was 16 at the mall. He took me and he got me a Bugs Bunny chain, and we went to the movies, and then I saw him again at 25, and I was like, hey man, I'm a man now. Can we be friends? He said we could be friends, and then
And he was still in your city.
I was still in Philly. Was I in Philly? I was in New York at that time. No, I was still in Philly. Yeah, and I was 25. And I'm like, I'm a man now. Let's just be friends. Waited for him to call me on one Monday for 24 hours. He never made a phone call. And then Father's Day came, and I had a conversation with my sisters, and they were just saying that they feel like they never felt love or knew how to feel love from a man because they didn't have it from their father.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah. So
Did you feel
I called
that too?
him.
Though, even though it's a difference. Like they always say, a girl need her dad, but then a man needs their mom. But I feel like it's also a man needs their father, so that their father could show them how to show love to a girl.
That's
because
what
your
I
mama,
think.
she gotta baby you.
And that's what I think I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't get that part.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So dad could show you how to be a man, but also show you how to, hey, this your woman?
Exactly.
Treat your woman right.
Exactly.
Talk to your woman, not at your woman. Listen, like those type of things that I feel like a man has to show their son.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I look at my brother and his kids, and he got a boy and a girl. And I see the difference between how he talked to his girl than how he talked to his son. And you know what I mean? So do you feel like that?
It's just different.
Boy?
Now, the reason why he left was because my mom is bipolar. So when he, when how do I say it? When he left, it was because he wasn't strong, because he got married to her, had the kids, and then his wife acting crazy. That's not who he married. So he like kind of skipped for a couple of days or whatever, just try to clear his head and all that other stuff. He came back because my grandma was like, "No, nigga, you gone." Because how you going to do that and help raise these kids, and and they going to need somebody to be strong. You left them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn, yeah.
Well, back then, because, what are you, 25, 26?
I wish. Oh,
You're young. But, back then, no one taught, us African Americans how to deal with bipolar. My dad is bipolar. Nobody taught us how to deal with schizophrenia. You know what I'm saying? So with dad, and I'm not making an excuse for dad, but it was probably more of like, what the hell to do? Not like his kids looking at me.
Yeah.
Like,
that's real.
No,
That's real.
I can imagine.
Right.
Especially now. Seeing everything. Like you mad at that time and everything, but. Yeah, I can kind of understand, but you got to be a strong person to be able to withstand that.
No, seriously, you
But
definitely do.
How did you deal with it?
It's my mom and my grandparents were
Active.
and my backbone. So
You still got a good relationship with your grandparents if they still living?
nah, they go.
What about
So
mom?
what about mom?
Well, yeah, she's good. She's still here.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my
'Cause I think
bad.
we-
Well, I mean,
I think we
I
gotta
mean,
ask that same question
we
though.
talk all the time. You know, it was a very interesting relationship, especially when my grandparents was here. But then when they passed, it started to be a little bit more with her. But
Like Rocky or
no, it started to get a little stronger.
oh, stronger.
But you know, it was hard growing up because you know, you used to see her and that's my mom, but she acting crazy. She going to the hospital and she, you know, down the street and you know all kinds of stuff. And she acting up in her because she was a teacher too. She was a special ed teacher too. Yeah. So like she would go through her episodes, and when she would go through her episodes, all the stuff we would go through with my grandparents, and you know, just everything. It was a lot.
Do you think maybe probably the bipolarness came on maybe like with kids and life? Because sometimes it's a trigger too.
Yeah.
I have no idea. They say it's a chemical imbalance though.
Yeah,
Because my sister actually has it too.
Right.
But she got it. Once she got into college, and
So it might have been
she
a
caught
trick,
it too.
like, cause same with my family. So I know where you're coming from. Like that should be tricked. Like I guess life sometimes it is an imbalance, but some people are more prone to it. I guess how they deal with certain
all the shit I done been through. I should have flipped out on some motherfuckers then.
I'm trying to tell you, I think schizophrenia, bipolar, triple bipolar.
Listen,
But you know, it's
But
just,
how does that affect you as a man? Like
what?
Just you know, seeing your mom and how you. I guess you know that's your first relationship with a woman.
Yeah,
it's your mom.
yeah.
You know, so how does that affect you as a man? Like. In your relationships with women, you know?
Yeah, I guess I have had some pretty trying relationships with women, probably because I didn't learn everything, like you're saying, because I didn't have my dad around to teach me, and you know, I seen some. And here's the other thing: how I became. I kind of watched all the men that I was around, and I said I don't want to be them niggas.
Oh wow. I feel that. I feel that.
So that's kind of like
I feel that.
Where
it's like no, you didn't have any guidance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I did, but like more so like guidance of like
do the wrong shit.
Of labor and like availability, not really like love or love or like companionship really. So, I kind of learned that stuff kind of late, but yeah.
And you know what? The thing that I notice about us is that they try to make it seem like it's bad for a dad to grab his son, hug on his son, say, "Son, I love you. I'm proud of you. Give me not give me kids like Will Smith, but you know, look, you know what I'm saying, just like that affectionate because we need affection. You know what I'm saying?
Men need affection.
Men need affection. I always say that, like men, like mental is important too.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't cherish that as a community or even as black women. We don't cherish that to know like shit, men goes through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That they don't talk about because you know why? You're a man.
Yeah, man, I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Feelings.
I'm supposed to feel that shit.
You're not supposed to cry.
How you crying, little bitch?
Suck it up. And it's like, no, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have that person.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I cry all the time.
I love that.
Yeah, be in touch.
I don't care.
I want my man to cry.
I don't care.
Cry, baby. But you know what? I feel like also though, I do feel like when a man and he in a relationship, if he show that type of vulnerability, then they get into an argument like, "Oh, shut up, nigga, you cried." Like,
you bitch.
I never cry in front of you again.
No, that's the thing. Whenever you get to, especially depending on who you're dealing with, if you're getting into those scenarios and people don't know how to act, and and then they want to throw it in your face, and you're like, "Oh, well, fuck that! I ain't bringing that shit up again. I ain't trying to do that no more."
Right,
throwing it in your face.
That's the
Lord.
worst.
So I mean, how do you feel like being like chasing, your dreams
Mm.
and not chasing, but like your romantic life. Like how has it affected you?
I've seen the world twice, and I've enjoyed my life.
Yeah.
And I'm just at that place now where I think that's all I have that's missing now is that the family side and the full companion side.
Yeah.
Cause I've done everything. I've had a number one record, and I've seen everything. Like what more do I need? The simple things.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I am at with it now. But yeah, I've had fun though.
So in this music world and this music industry, like, do you recommend getting a mentor, or do you have a mentor, or do you even provide mentorship?
I thought I had mentors, but the mentors that I thought I had, they ended up becoming competition.
Long live your idols. I hope
That's
they never be your
heartbroken.
rivals.
It is.
That's just like a child trusting a grown
Caregiver.
person,
Yeah.
and they break their innocence. That's heartbroken.
I actually spoke to one of my mentors, and because something that was told to me that they tried to steal one of my gigs from me when I was trying to, because they asked me for what the music director's info, because they were going to put in a good word for me.
It's cutthroat like that.
I got to the audition, and they told me, man, that dude tried to steal the job from me.
No.
Tried to get the gig from me. I'm on my way to the audition, and he tried to get the gig
Your
from
mentor.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like maybe 10 years later, I said something to him about it, and he denied it. But there was no reason for anybody to lie to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So the music business is cutthroat. Right?
Oh, for sure. Well, here's the thing, especially now because
Yeah.
the money is not the same. Everybody's trying to you see all this crazy stuff. Everybody's like trying to fuck each other over damn near. It's like,
I mean, tell us about it.
It's
tell
well-
us about one of your craziest experiences
man.
in the music biz and the cutthroat shit.
So one time I was going to. This is actually a loaded one. I was in Philly for the 4th of July because we had to perform. I was playing with John Legend. I'll say full name. I was playing with John Legend in Philly at the 4th on the 4th of July. It was in front of like 1 million people, something like that.
Damn.
But before that, we ended up going into the studio, and like I said, I went to high school with Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her mom, R.I.P. Miss Pam, and we put the whole thing together. We was going to get John and Jasmine in, and I was going to produce a song and everything. It was okay, cool. We get into the session. I'm in the session. John's in the session. Jasmine's in the session. They working on the session. She calls him a dork. I was like,
They close.
Yeah, they close enough.
And no, they weren't close. So that's why I was even weird.
Oh wow. Jazz feel like I was
She was like,
care.
you're such a dork. I was like, oh, okay. So he sat at the piano. He made a song for her. And I feel like he wanted to get out of there pretty soon because he was being called a dork. So he made a song real quick, and she sang the song, and he did it at the piano. And the way we do things, he does at the piano. We take it and we produce it, right? Mm-hmm. So she has a listening party for her project, and that was one of the songs she was going to play, and we had produced it and everything.
Yeah.
So she plays at the listening party, and she plays the original version. Not the version that we did. So I was like, okay. So I set up the session for you to go in the session with John and for him to make a song for you. And the whole thing was for me to produce it. And then we get there and then you play the piano version. And then the song didn't even make the album. Chris and Michelle took the song. But she took it and it got reproduced by a whole nother producer. So I'm like, damn, I put all that together. I got this nigga money. I got this person money. Everything, all my work. But and then everything I did kind of just went dead.
Wow.
That's how it goes sometimes.
So you created all of this.
I created the moment, the connection and everything, and the song and everything. And then it went to another artist, and I didn't even get credit for that. And another one for Chrisette Michele was a crazy one. I used to tour with her.
Yeah.
And it was that she wanted me to produce some stuff for her. So she was working on the gospel album. So she was going to TD Jakes Church and performing songs. And I'm looking on a vlog, and she's performing the song on the vlog. And I'm like, okay, but our lawyer and her lawyer is in negotiations at that moment because we are trying to do the deal on the song. And then she's performing it, and we were trying to figure out what's up with the deal on the song. And then I asked her, like, hey, why are you performing the song? And can we finish the deal? She said, tell your lawyer to sue me.
Oh, shit.
She said, get it back in blood.
And then she said, I'm blocking you. You're blocking me because you stole my shit?
Oh. That's how cutthroat.
That's how this should be.
Yeah, I can't be in the music industry.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm saying. They lucky I'm not bipolar, because I would have flipped out on some of these motherfuckers.
No, seriously, because
But
crazy.
again, I'm very faith-based. Everything happens for a reason. And when things don't go right, it's because I'm also not supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, like, in success, I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs, right?
For sure.
I mean,
For sure.
One
I'm
day-
Grammy-nominated. I
one day
haven't
you're
won a
here.
Grammy, but I won a Soul Train Award.
Good.
So it's like, it's all ups and downs.
The music industry is tough.
No, very, very much so.
That is tough. I thought it was tough just being.
And I'm not talking about rapper side. I'm talking about
That's what I'm talking about, the behind the scenes.
But I'm talking about R&B niggas and like
The
churchy
ones that
niggas,
sing
the ones you think that's like, oh, the cool ones,
all right, so,
the the nice ones. No,
So, in the music biz,
They with the shits.
no, they with the shit for sure.
they the real gangsters.
Mhm.
So, in the music business, there's a lot of ups and downs, right?
Yeah,
Like, one day you're here. I mean, in entrepreneurship in general, though, and being an artist and being a songwriter is, entrepreneurship. A lot of ups and downs. I mean, Grammy-nominated, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, tell us about reaching those accolades, right? And then hitting rock bottom. I mean, like,
At one year, I was looking at it. I was like, okay, I'm signed to John Legend. I'm being managed by Compound, which is Neo's company. So I'm doing songs with Neo. I'm doing this, that, and another. Then the following year, I get out of all that shit, and then I'm Uber driving. So it's crazy to be like, wait, I'm 3-time Grammy nominated.
Wait, how did that
And now
happen?
I'm Uber because once they let you go, once you're not a part of a system and like because like at the time it wasn't Bizkit and Butter. It was, oh, that's John Legend producers, or that's Compound producers, Neo producers, or something. It wasn't a thing where it was like it was us, So when it became us and we weren't attached to that anymore, we weren't attached to those names and those people anymore. It was kind of like the people, I guess, that was attached to them. It's like they didn't fuck with us or something anymore.
So Grammy
And
nominated.
also, I was told also like the management that I had, that the labels didn't really like how they did business. So, and they were like, they didn't really want to deal with the management. So that's another reason why they didn't want to deal with us. And then probably because of that management I had, they probably didn't want to deal with us anymore either, because they were like, oh, I don't want to deal with them even after that. So yeah.
So Grammy nominated.
Mm-hmm.
Working with John.
Mm-hmm.
Working with Neo. 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next year you driving Uber. with that, and
Crazy.
we just right, and we just touched on mental. Like with that, how did it affect you mentally?
It's so
Like,
craid. Like it
did it make you
didn't.
wanna drink
It
or
didn't.
anything?
This is where it's supposed to be. The mic. You're not in the mic. That much.
Oh, sorry.
It's not. It didn't. It didn't really affect me because I just had this unwavering weird faith.
I love it. Ooh, unwavering.
Yes.
God, that. Oh, I felt that. I felt that in my soul, Jesus.
Yeah.
The unwavering. Oh, that's
Faith.
because that's all we have. That's all we have in this.
But you got all these
world
people
is faith.
doing evil things and
I like that.
you know
Ooh,
all that
just
kind of
touched
stuff.
myself.
It's just I just have very strong.
Faith.
Yeah.
So driving Uber, you still knew already in your heart and your mind.
I just knew it was something I was supposed
was
to
coming,
get
something.
from this
Yeah.
moment. And really what it was finding myself as an artist. Because I never was an artist.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know what I sounded like singing or rapping in the microphone.
So you can sing. Let me show you. Let me show you. I got you. Okay, you ready? Because you know I can sing too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Go ahead, Coco.
You ready?
Go show.
If I love you, I treated you bad.
Please don't.
No.
Please
That's
don't.
not it.
That's not even the words.
Tell her that's
That's the problem. I'm always messing up with the words.
That's hilarious.
So you can sing though.
A little bit.
Let's hear it.
What you want to hear?
Just freestyle. Just
What's my new song?
I'll back up. Sing. I'll back up.
What's my
I'll
new
back you
song?
up.
It feels so good. I got to turn the beat up.
Ooh, yeah. Do.
Yeah, so there's a new song. So
I
if
love it.
you seen it, you know who Cedric the Entertainer is, right?
Who?
Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh yeah.
These wines don't know who he is. But he has a show on CBS called The Neighborhood. I have a song that just
I saw
came on
that.
there on
That's
Monday.
dope.
So that's my
Listen.
new song. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That
Yeah,
unwavering
so
faith.
That's where you can hear that tone.
That's from Ubering back to going there.
So you in the Uber like I'm that nigga.
Still
Nah, I'm in the Uber and I'm learning.
more you.
I'm studying.
Okay.
I'm studying what other people are doing. And two albums I really studied was the Weeknd Starboy album and Bruno Mars 24 Karat. When I heard those projects, that's kind of like where I was like, okay, maybe this is the type of space that I wanted to be in. So that's kind of where my music and the style of it came from.
So I'm somebody driving Uber right now, right?
Yeah.
What advice do you have for me to get to the next level as a songwriter, as an artist, to start making revenue?
Well, guess what you need to do when you're a creative? The thing you need to do is to build a tribe. So I forget what I forget the one girl who did the Uber and she was playing singing with people in the car and everything. That's kind of what I was doing. I was making songs and recording them in the studio and playing them for people in the Uber, getting their opinions and stuff. And I actually gained some fans. One of the people actually shot one of my music videos.
I love it.
My Casamigos music video was shot by one of my Uber drivers.
Oh, snap.
That's
So,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, so, like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You meet everybody
absolutely.
for a reason or you don't.
I agree.
Things happen for you for a reason. If they don't happen, it's because it's not for you. It wasn't meant for you. And I just really and put my stamp on that and in understanding that. So that's how I was able to get through a lot.
So, I had to ask you about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake
Oh, the black on black and white crime.
the 50% black, but Kendrick's all black. But yeah, no, seriously, that situation, like since you do have, you got history in music, right? So you know it's an art with it's them beefing back and forth. Yeah. It's cute. But what you think about the lawsuit though?
Lawsuit's so whack.
It's whack, right?
It's so whack.
But
especially when that's the same
thing he did to Meek Mill.
That's the same system you use, and you did that to Meek. Like, Meek ain't never been the same, man.
Nah, Meek ain't never been the same since that Diddy video. But we gonna talk about that.
But it started there. Then it just trickled down.
No, seriously. But see, that's the thing too, because I remember you said that Kendrick, he went too far or whatever. But Drake went far too. You don't dig at nobody's wife and kids. That's off.
Yeah.
After that,
no.
That's exactly where you're supposed to take it.
I feel like they both went far.
Drake started it though.
But here's the crazy thing.
Kendrick just ended.
But here's the crazy thing.
Can't start with.
So I think about it this way. What if my first thing, I guess, was like, I feel like John Legend like really helped put me on. So what if I just I made a diss record about him after he gave me opportunity?
Wait, so did Drake give Kendrick an opportunity?
Yes. When Kendrick was rising, he got a chance to tour with Drake, and that kind of
But what if it wasn't even
that put a
Drake
different number of people in the stands to watch him, and he grew it. See, the whole thing about this thing is like you have your fan base, but when you connect with other artists and you
like you
perform
said
on
earlier,
it, you're stealing their fans.
I got that.
Or you're gaining new fans, rather.
Well, still at the same time.
Yeah.
Friends fall out too.
Yeah, huh?
Oh wait, like
yeah, but I just it's just that to do it to somebody that gave you the opportunity, it just kind of looks like a little snaky.
Did he really give him an opportunity, or was it already written for him? And he was just
it was written for him, but he put him on his tour.
But maybe it was like his manager and his manager was putting stuff together.
No, Drake said he wanted to put Kendrick on tour.
Well, so
he
Drake.
took him out. He dragged him out the slum.
Listen. I'm not on Drake or Kendrick's side. I'm just looking at.
I'm not either.
For what it is.
But I do like Kendrick.
Yeah, I'm just calling it. I'm just looking at it for what it is, and I also don't like to play one side. I like to play devil's advocate sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Me too. Because I was just trying to figure out why all of them really stop liking Drake. Like, who's
when did everybody stop? But here's the thing: when you're the king. But here's the thing: when you're the king, they try to dethrone you.
Yeah.
That's
where you going? Where you going? If you here, where you gonna go? And when you gonna get off?
Everybody trying to pull you down.
And when you gonna get and when you gonna get off? When somebody put your hand on top of my hand. When somebody try to put your hand there.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So with all that you done been through, and I do appreciate you for giving us that insight on this music. See, tell them y'all two the same. Y'all in tune with the music. Y'all know good music. Like I could sing, but nobody want to, sign me right now. So it's all good.
Nobody want to hear it either.
Gotcha.
Dang, bro. That's
cold.
That's
cold. Well, she had dreams,
I love you,
bro.
Coco. I'm just playing.
You just crushed every dream.
She had dreams.
You're an amazing.
I was gonna go to American Next Top Model. Oh wait, sorry, that's the wrong people. That's the wrong people. My bad.
Anyway, go ahead.
End up on Baddest Club. But no, your sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like, you sacrifice a lot to get to where you're at now.
I sacrificed a lot of my pride.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of my pride, especially as a man, a big man, all that stuff. And especially being a big man, like people, it just seemed like sometimes people was trying me to, you know, in those scenarios.
You used to have to crash out just a little bit.
I can't. I just can't do it.
Did you ever have to crash out?
No.
You never crashed out?
No.
You a Teddy?
Yeah.
He said he cried. So, you know, that's like,
Yeah.
he got feelings and he show 'em.
Yeah, but I definitely don't.
He's a Sag and a Scorp, so.
You know why I don't crash out though? Cause what happens after that?
You gonna feel bad by crashing out.
What happens after that?
Nothing
though?
is resolved.
Nothing.
Your ass still gonna be.
All you
looking
did was
crazy.
just do that stupid shit.
That's what I had to learn. Like, what you
That's all
crashed
you
out
did.
for? Because you still gonna end up.
That's all you did.
Still
Was
got top to 'em.
you just did that stupid shit, and
Facts.
everybody's just looking at what you just did.
No facts.
And you know, I don't know. It just made me feel closer to the not closer to God, but like the way he would see fit in that scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so I mean, if I'm an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
We touched on syncing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I properly align my music to get paid?
Oh yeah.
Oh, to get okay. So there's PRO. So there's BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC is how you get paid for publishing.
Okay.
And for your writers. So in the music, you get paid for 200%. You get paid for writing and you get paid for publishing.
Okay.
So if you're signed to a publisher, the publishing side of the money goes to the publisher, and then they split that with you based off of whatever deal that y'all did.
Okay.
And the writing goes to you. So that's based off of like radio play and just, you know, some Spotify size and all that
so
kind of stuff.
who's a publisher? What are some
Like,
publishers?
Like I was signed to John Legend. His company was called Homeschool Records.
Okay.
And at the time the company name was Cherry Lane, but then they got bought out by this company BMG. So
okay.
I was signed to BMG and John's company. So they had a joint venture. So that was the publishing company, and they got 50% of everything on the publishing side. Okay. So, and that's based off of like if you got syncs, and syncs is if you get them in movies and this, that, and the other. So the money you would make from it, you get half of it, and then they get the other half. But they getting that because they gave you an advance.
Yeah.
But my first deal was a bullshit ass advance. So, but
what advance did you get?
Shit, our first deal was $30,000.
30. So you get that up front, but you have to recoup that?
You got to recoup that.
So
you're
talk
in
about
the
that
black.
Because a lot of people don't understand that.
So
like,
so here's the thing. When everybody talk about how they got signed and they got this and another, all they did was just get a loan.
A loan.
Oh, you got to pay
That's
it
what I
back.
realized a long time ago.
The fucking labels are a bank. That's all they did was just get a loan.
So you get signed for $100,000. I'm coming off the street. I just got signed to a label. I got $100,000 advance. But I gotta recoup that with the music that I'm making, or I'm in debt with these labels.
Yes.
Damn.
So if you don't make that money back, you're fucking in debt. People think, oh, they made it.
Yeah.
They got signed.
Yeah.
They got $100,000 advance. They showing all this bread.
Yep.
Man, you broke.
A lot of that stuff is all facade.
So
and
who negotiate your deals?
The lawyers.
Okay.
So how do you get lawyers? How do I get a lawyer? You gotta get signed.
Where do you
just
find
gotta-
a music lawyer at?
Mm.
Is that a such thing though? Like
It's the same thing. Remember how I said there was no social media back then? It was just like a known thing, you know.
what
It's
about
like,
an agent?
huh?
What about an agent?
What kind of agent?
So you had a
music
manager, right?
I had a manager, yeah.
Yeah. How do I get a manager? I'm driving Uber.
They find you.
You gotta be good, right?
You gotta be talented.
You gotta be putting in your
You gotta be
work.
talented. Your work has to be seen, has to be heard, has to be on some type of a platform for people to recognize you.
I feel that.
And they also gotta feel like, oh, there's money to be made, because
This some money.
Because as a manager, managers make between 10 to 20%,
Okay.
and 10 to 20% of $20 ain't 10 to 20% of $500
Like a
ain't.
basketball
That
player, when
adds
they
up.
be having agents and stuff, like it's like their agents it's the same.
And then it's hard
music.
for managers too, because artists don't be wanting their managers to like have other artists that they're managing, but but the artist that they have isn't bringing in everything. Cause it was funny. Cause like I had a manager, but at the time, a lot of people weren't really checking for what we were doing because you know that whole, I guess, blackball thing. But he had opportunity to go into the rooms and meet with the A&Rs and the label people because of what we did. But he was also pitching his other producer stuff at the same time.
You gotta have multiple.
But how you? But you're in the room because of us. But you pitching these other niggas records.
That's insane.
He gotta make his money somehow.
Yeah, but that's bad. That's bad for me. I understand that's good for what he's trying to accomplish.
Right, but that's bad for you.
But you fucking me up if
Right.
somebody got a better record than me, or
Yeah.
you know, because it's like I can have 200 records, but this person might have 20 records, and one of their songs might be better than all 200 of the ones that you just played that I did. But it's just one.
Yeah.
But that's the one that they wanted.
Right. I'm sitting in my bedroom. I'm still thinking that shit. The only way to make it is to get signed, right? The only way to make it is get signed, get that advance. But like you said, it's a bank, right? So I mean, what advice do you have for me to take it to the next level? Shit, I guess become my own label, you know.
Yeah. Wait, start your own label?
Become my own label.
Okay.
Because what Jay-Z say, he said, I'm not a businessman, I'm the businessman.
Now listen to that. What do you think that means?
I am his name. His name is the business.
And his name being a business is a what though?
Asset.
It's a brand.
There you go. And what do you got to do with your brand?
You got to promote it. You got to advertise it. You got to.
And how do you promote and advertise and push
You got
it?
to put it out there in people's face.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that though?
Fund it.
And connect it with other brands.
Yeah.
Cause these niggas ain't got no money. These niggas just getting money from other brands.
Yeah. I feel that. That's
So
how it goes.
so what they did was they took the music, made themselves a brand, especially now because everybody's like they've made themselves a brand and then they sell their catalog, make that money, then they do something else with the brand. And it's just a different game now with things, but yeah, that's all it is branding. So when I realized that that's what it is, that's why I have some other things that are in the works because that's what you have to do. You have to connect yourself to the brand. Because I'm like, oh, man, I just want to make this banger and make this make this hit.
Make the music,
Excuse me. And, I just want to just make these songs. But yeah, that's not everything. You make the song so you can become the brand to connect yourself with other brands.
So.
Because you look at Kanye West, $2.77 million. He said $2.77 billion he's worth.
Right.
Why do you think he's worth that? Branding.
No, branding. Just like he did that Super Bowl commercial last year.
Yeah.
Every single person that's a Kanye West fan went and bought something. I wasn't even a fan of his and I purchased something.
Yeah.
Just because I love the thought of this is the commercial.
Yep.
I am the brand.
Yep.
That's basically what he did.
Yeah.
What's the quote you just said about Jay-Z? What he say?
I'm not a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Kanye West put himself out there. I am the business.
But they all
y'all
connect.
really. I could be selling shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy it because I'm Kanye West.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
But you remember when Jay-Z was rapping, what did he have in the video? Crystal.
That's his brand. You're gonna buy that because he's
What was
driving
it? What was the other one? Hypno.
What was he wearing?
Huh?
What was he wearing?
Rockaware.
Exactly. What was we wearing?
Rockaware.
Exactly.
I was rocking the fuck out of Rockaware.
I was doing double shift to get these outfits too. So everything is
double shifts is hilarious.
I was rocking. See, I'm from Philly, so I was rocking state prop too.
Let's go.
You don't know about state property?
State property. Okay.
You remember they had the clothes, the SP clothes?
I wasn't wearing that. No.
Oh,
I wasn't wearing that.
They ain't had it. Did they have it out
we
here?
wear that down here. We wore Jabro.
Yeah, that was around the same time.
Yeah, we wore Jabro. We
I
wore
wore the State Prop shirt with the
Oh,
Jabot
they-
jeans.
we wore
They too old
FUBU.
for me.
Dang.
Yeah, you probably.
Yeah.
So I was wearing, I
You
don't
baby
know what.
fat.
Yeah.
FUBU.
I wore FUBU. So
I didn't
all
wear
your
FUBU.
sacrifices and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm impressed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I definitely learned a lot
Mm-hmm.
today in reference to music that I didn't know, especially behind the scenes music
Yeah.
of having to work your deals and how to put your business and your music out there and the different platforms what Tate asked you about.
Oh, there's also Sound Exchange too. You got to collect some money off of Sound Exchange too,
Sound exchange.
because that's satellite radio and all that. You get paid off of that. And I don't know if artists even know that you get paid off of
Sound
that.
exchange, guys. Register your music with Sound exchange.
So out of all these years that you've been in this industry, what's the most that you have made?
The most money
Yeah.
in one check, you mean?
One check, 1 year.
One check probably 150.
150K?
Yeah.
Man, I'm about to go make me some music. Bye. I quit. I quit. I'm about to go do. What? That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
That's
But,
dope.
you
But
know,
then sometimes
There's taxes,
Yeah, I was
and
about to
management,
say-
and business management, and lawyers, and partners, and all
yeah,
that stuff.
I was about to ask you, so out of that 150K,
Yeah.
what did you take home?
What did I take on?
Because like you said, Uncle Sam want his stuff. Miss
Probably about
Mary want her
90.
stuff.
Be like, hey,
Probably about
John.
90.
yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
about 90.
I'm good. I'm gonna stay right here.
No, I'm telling you, it's
It's
crazy.
business.
It's
That's
business.
a lot.
Yeah,
You're doing all the hard work and
you do all the work.
you only getting 70% of your money.
You do all the work, but just because this person know how to talk to this person.
Maybe I need to go to school for talking.
Yeah,
Cause
I would. I wish
manager. let's put you out there right now. I got
Get
you,
out there and
friend.
make my money.
Make the money. I want that 30K, and
No,
I don't do nothing
So,
but
but to
talk.
be honest with you, that's a beautiful
That's all
partnership.
businesses, though,
But to be
really.
honest with you, that's a
That's why I
beautiful
gotta-
partnership. You know, me and Butter, we do what we do, but we don't step on each other's toes. I do a lot of the talking. I do a lot of the finding stuff, and he
Right.
does a lot more of the creating side, even though I create too, but he does a lot more of the creating side than I do. So,
Partnerships.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
And he
talk about
he learns things too that I don't learn, and like that I don't have time to try to figure
I
out.
don't even want to learn.
I don't want to
Like,
learn.
Jesus, I don't want to read nothing. I have to learn this too.
Yeah, yeah.
Just show me what I need to do.
Yeah, like he went to college. I didn't. So he
Yeah.
learned about the business and he knows how to read
That's
contracts and all that
That's
stuff.
good. I need to see him some
that
contracts
is
right now.
that
Man.
is essential. Like having a partner that adds value
Yes.
value to you.
Yes.
Let's talk about that importance.
Yeah. A lot of groups don't stay together, especially now because it's just not the same game as it used to be of how to make money in this business. So
true.
nobody really stays together because everybody's trying to fuck each other up because they're trying to get the bigger piece or
Yeah.
trying to do this
The
or
bigger
trying to
piece
do
of the
that,
pie.
and yeah. But we just told each other when we embarked on this journey
Yeah.
that if we're going to do it, we're going to do it, and we're going to stay focused in what we're doing.
I like
And if we get mad at each other, we can only be mad at each other for 5 minutes,
Right,
and we gotta get over it and back to the money.
Yeah.
right. And stay
That's
mad
good.
at each other in y'all house.
No, we don't even be mad. No.
That's you get what I'm saying? Because like in businessship is just like a relationship. And with a relationship, if I'm your girl, you can't call her your friend
Yeah.
and talk about me to your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta call
Business,
me
yeah.
because I'm your girl.
Yeah, yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I'm your partner in business,
Yeah.
if you mad at me, you can't call her your friend, your
Yeah.
wife. Let me tell you about Coco. you still gotta call me
Yeah.
because I'm your partner.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
You
So
literally.
I get
no,
that.
that's why I say you gotta get over it. Because if you
Right.
don't get over it, you're
You're
gonna take it home.
Right.
And especially if you're around other people, you're gonna
Right.
be pillow talking and all that
Yeah.
shit. And then that turns into a whole nother beast.
Because
So
now my wife know about you and she ain't gonna want to talk to you.
Yeah.
She looking at you like, nigga don't say shit to me.
Yeah.
Messing up my husband.
I know how you doing
I know
shit.
what you did to my husband. You lame. You be like, well, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean,
But we also told each other that we weren't gonna let any suit, any artist, any woman come in between what we were
I love it.
building to. So
How long y'all been in business with each other?
shit, we know each other since 2000.
That's dope.
We met
Good
ninth
friendship.
grade.
What's his
Ninth
sign?
grade.
I love that.
What's his sign?
Yeah.
Cancer.
Cancer, my baby's a Cancer. My son's a Cancer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cancers are very emotional, sensitive people.
He is not
Don't talk
emotional.
about- yeah, my son's emotional.
He is not emotional at
sensitive.
all.
Not?
No,
He don't want to be bothered.
he not emotional.
They
at
shut
all.
down
Like a
to
savage?
that.
I've never seen him cry.
You be crying.
Yeah, I do not
You're
care.
a Sag, that's crazy. Anyway. All right, so you don't only do music. You got, other endeavors that you're dabbling in, or you're succeeding in, actually. Tell us about that. What you got going on?
Last summer we did a soft release of a movie. So when I was Uber driving,
I love it.
and all the stuff happened. I also found like I was working with a lot of like YouTubers, like comedic YouTubers and doing videos and all that kind of stuff. So one of the groups, the groups I was working with, they were working on a movie called Lovers and Friends, and they said that they were looking for the star for it and the artist that made sense, and they asked me to do it, and we shot it for like 7 days, and it was a really cool movie. It was on Tubi this summer. We're about to re-release it in like a month or two, and it's about an artist who put out his first project, but he wants to put out a second one, but he doesn't have a muse, so he doesn't know what to write about. So he goes through the movie trying to find his muse, but I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, that was the whole vibe of it. But yeah, I did all the music, I starred in it, and it was really cool. It was really fun, and I definitely think I want to do more acting.
I can see you acting. I can see you acting. I can see you jump into character really fast.
Oh, you gotta see the movie. You'll see it.
Is it on? Is that on? TV?
The trailer's out.
Yeah, you got to let us know. Let us know.
For sure. And so there's that, and but music was supposed to be made to dance, was supposed to be made for lovers, but it's turned into this negative rah-rah shit.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the Kendrick thing and everything, but he got 5 Grammy wins for the prestigious award of a diss record.
He deserve it.
I get it.
He deserve it.
I get it.
I'm standing with you, Kendrick.
I get it.
They come for your wife, you better come for them.
Come for their life.
I get it.
Cut them off.
I get it. In that stance, I do get it. But I'm still saying for what it is. Okay, so
But
like
he's been a Grammy
winning
person though.
So say Beanie would have won. Beanie Siegel would have won he would have won a Grammy for a diss record with Jada Kiss back then.
Yeah, he still would have been dope.
That would not. They would have been like, what for? It's so negative.
Tupac need to win the.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody loves all this negative shit. I'm trying to be a place for some positivity.
I say it really wasn't the negative part of it. It was the beat of it. It was the simple fact that he came in this beef with Drake and he demolished Drake. And that's what people wanted to see.
Let me ask you something. Which part was a demolishment?
It might be a minor.
That's all he needed to say.
That's it.
You're literally proving my point.
Yeah.
You're literally proving my point.
He had. Well, damn.
Oh shit.
Let me drink this water.
Yo.
I feel that.
I'm
High five, friend. Yeah, I like that.
You're literally proving my point.
Well, Bizkit. It has been amazing
Yeah, it
having
really
you.
has.
And this has been a great conversation.
Love it.
I appreciate it.
Tell the folks.
Come back.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Tell the folks where they can find you.
Oh, y'all can find me at everywhere on all platforms at BIZKITBNB.
I like that. I like how you
Yes.
spell biscuit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, Chick-fil-A biscuit, BISCUIT, but without E, because,
Yeah.
I like that though.
Yeah, you
So,
can't,
Can't be.
not
can't
supposed to be spelling
regular.
stuff right.
Oh. Yeah, clock that. So let's get to the last question of the night.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's gonna get serious. Now, Biscuit, when you see me get a Grammy for my songs and I'm about to start singing, I don't want to hear you say, "Oh, I knew her." Nah, you not like us.
They not like us.
But
Turn this TV off.
Biscuit, starting from a young tenoroni, young jet, growing up in a household with mom going through what she went through. Dad, disappeared because he couldn't take the pressure. Not that he didn't love his kids, but it was just too much going on for him, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Then get into elementary school and, finding something that you like, okay, this is my peace. We all had that, something that's bring us peace, especially when we was younger, to avoid any type of feelings or emotions that we don't want to, embark on. So elementary school, learning the saxophone, learning and, as you grew, learning music and all of the many sacrifices that you went through to get to this point right here, from your highs and your lows, being here with John, being here with Neo, being in the rooms with everyone, then have to Uber drive, then dig yourself out the mud to get to back on a platform. Now you on Cedric Entertainment. Now you got another movie out. Now you making music, got a 25-year business partnership. If you can look back and tell the young Biscuit that, was looking for love, was looking for guidance and protection, what advice would you tell him?
Every decision that you make is going to be the right one.
Gotcha.
Because even in the moment when you make the decision, you don't even know what's going to transpire from that. But you think, especially after something bad happens to you, you kind of think to yourself like, damn, I should have did that. Or why did I do that? Or I should have did something different. But then I look at things that I've decided to do, and then it's like, that's why. Because I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to do this. I wasn't supposed to do that. Shoot, I look at the Diddy thing. I'm happy I was fat.
I'm happy you was too. I'm happy you was too. You would have been too. At the party. Next thing you know, you're like, I'm so dizzy. Now you 20 years later, TikTok. Take that.
Oh, my gosh.
Again, God always put you at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
He knew.
And, hold on to that faith that you know that you have, you believe that you have,
I love that.
and that you think is the right thing. It is the right thing.
I love it. I love that answer.
Yeah.
Like you almost, and I don't really get choked up. But you had me choked up there. I love that. So definitely want to thank you for taking the time out
Sure.
to come here with us and tell your story. Because a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes A lot of people don't know, and this is just a small, glimpse of
Mm-hmm.
who Bizkit is. But a lot of people, wait, where did you get that name from? Wait, we gotta ask that. Like, where did you get that name?
It's not a great story. So I was I was on the tour.
I love it, but where did you get it from?
So I was on tour. It was my first day on tour, and the tour manager Jeff Christie, he saw me in the catering area, and he just said Bizkit, and I was like, who's that? He said you Bizkit. I was like, don't call me that nigga. And then John Legend had his nephew on the road with us, and he was 8 years old at the time. So he heard that name, and he ran with the name. So
Bizkit.
every time he said, "What's up, Bizkit? What's up, Bizkit?" And yeah, it's just stuck with me forever.
I love it.
So now it's funny because he's an artist and a producer now too.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, it's cool.
That's dope.
Mhm.
Well,
Dope.
definitely thank you so much, Bizkit, for coming on to our podcast. It's definitely been enlightening talking to you and hearing your story and your energy. And I love it. So I definitely we definitely appreciate you for coming on. Say what's the closing argument? What's the closing statement? What's the closing conclusion? What's the closing?
Close it.
Close it.
The closing conclusion is believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Even when you driving that Uber, you still that nigga.
You still that nigga.
Clock that. Always have faith. Cause faith without work
we
is
are
dead. Out the mud. Podcast.
We're gonna have to cut it before that. Appreciate you, Bizkit.
You better not
sure.
cut that. That's the best part. Thank you so much, Bizkit.
For sure.